Hello, Star Wars fans. There's just 142 days until Christmas 2022. Oh, and I saw a good question here. Moses asked, how often does Santa go live? There are 3 scheduled live streams every week. The first one's on Tuesdays with my friend Jason Ward from Making Star Wars. MakingStarWars.net and Making Star Wars Show. So if you're not following him, that you can find his links in the description here. And then on Thursdays, we have a brand new show. We were only 2 episodes in on that. And that show is the Guardians of the Wills. And often known also as Guardians of the Shills when many of us are on the stream. And then today, on Fridays, we do a end of week review. And we get our friends to come in and talk about Star Wars. Sometimes that's Star Wars Meg, and sometimes it's Jason Ward. Hello there!
Hey, how's it going? I was like doing
quite
that
well, Jason.
Because then you have to flip me, and then it's even more chaotic, and it ends up in the preview on YouTube, and it's just like, whoa, what's going on in there?
I know. So we have those 3. Now, next week, we've got a special bonus live stream. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern on Monday, and I'll be talking with Scotty from Hawks Holocrons. So many of you know Hawks Holocrons and Scotty there. He is passionate about this new Acolyte series coming, and he is definitely wanting to talk about it. So 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Monday. And then all of our other live streams are at 12 p.m. Eastern, noon. We do it sort of around lunchtime, 12 to 1 Eastern. For Jason, that's in the morning, 9 a.m. Getting up bright and early.
Right? I got coffee.
And for our friends over in the UK, it's 5 p.m. So right at the end of the workday, we get some folks listening to the stream they are.
I'm kidding. It's not. He's disgusting.
They listen as they ride the train home. They're commuting home. So Meg could be there. I'm on Sorgon. Is that a planet? Is that I think?
No, it's a new Lord of the Rings antidepressant.
Oh, it's
yeah.
So it's there's Sauron. So now
she just came off that, but she's doing better now on Sorgon.
Sorgon. Okay, yeah, I didn't know. She often mentions a new planet in the Star Wars universe called BS4. I wondered if she discovered another planet in the Outer Ring called Sorgon. Maybe I don't. X-Wing, my friend, good to see you as well. X-Wing and I are planning to do a live stream somewhat soon as his friend over in Spain, and I use the term friend loosely.
Wow, Sam, man, going hard already.
Well, look, you wait until X-Wing talks about him. It's been an adventure. So we'll plan that stream as soon as his friend in Spain gets a shipment over here, and we're able to take a look at that. So that's all good fun. All good fun.
In case anybody doesn't know, X-Wing is really Pedro Pascal. Everybody knows that. Just watch his stream for 1 second. It's undeniable. He is.
Oh, very funny. Am I community? Is Santa drunk? No, I'm just hyped up on caffeine. Many of you know this is like my 3rd caffeine water, and look, there's a lot there. So
before the show, he was telling me if you take 5-hour energy drinks, it becomes 25-hour energy.
I've been chugging Neo Energy this morning. So there you go. I've got some work stuff coming up. I got a lot of things going on today, and so it's been a good day. It's been a good morning, and I'm excited to be talking about Star Wars again. Yeah. So we've got several topics today, and if you want to do it chronologically or anti-chronologically.
Let's go anti-chronologically.
anti-chronologically.
We are the masters of our own destiny. You're guardian of the shills. I mean, we could do whatever we want.
There you go. So, anti-chronologically means today. Today we had the Lego Star Wars holiday special, the summer vacation.
Honestly, Santa, this really bit me in the ass because I don't know anything about it. Worst idea. I don't know what I was
X-Wing and Meg and Nick here are cracking me up. So, so I watched it this morning. I can already tell you the headlines you're going to be seeing about it. I can tell you X-Wing's next thumbnail for sure. And X-Wing probably won't watch it, to tell you the truth, because when I tell you about it, he's going to say, "Nope, I'm out." Just knowing X-Wing and his enjoyment of Star Wars and the things that he doesn't enjoy. So the triggering is going to be there is absolutely no prequel trilogy content in the show at all. I've watched it twice this morning because the first time I watched through and you get all the jokes, right? It's typical Lego jokes and putting the lines. It's hilarious. And at the end I was like, okay, how am I gonna summarize that? I was like, wait, I don't remember any prequel content. There are 3 flashback scenes in it, and remembering vacations from other times, and none of them happened in the prequel era. We get one.
Oh, because back
flashback.
then they called it holiday. They didn't call it.
Yes. They played that joke as well, which is quite good. Okay. Yeah, because 3PO and R2D2 put on like Christmas sweaters or jumpers, as Meg would say. And they're like, it's not that kind of holiday. And they're like, oh. So they're like, well, it's okay. If you want to wear Christmas jumpers, that's fine.
Like Bespin Bulletin's podcast, but every like other episode, it's like, so-and-so won't be here because he's going on holiday. And I was like thinking about it. I'm like, we go on vacation, but if you think about the word holiday, it sounds so nice. Vacation sounds like a procedure, you know? But sorry.
Yeah. Well, there's also the first flashback goes back to the Kenobi series era, and that's the one I knew X-Wing was. So no prequels, and the first flashback is to the Kenobi era. I'm like, well, my friend is out. This show is not for him. But I can confirm that Reva is not in it. There's on the thumbnail. Or on the poster. There's a lady on the side that people have been speculating. Who is that?
She kind of had the hair. Kind of had similar to like Reva's hair, right?
Yeah, she's not. She's a member of the Resistance, and she's on a secret mission, and it's funny. All the jokes are there, but she's not there. Then there's another flashback to the era between then and A New Hope, and then there's one directly after Return of the Jedi. So those are the 3 flashback eras, and all of it happens on the Halcyon cruiser with the sequel era characters. So,
but it's on Disney Plus. That's the nice price.
It is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and years ago, like before I realized that everybody's real, like before there's sort of this perspective that you have like as a fan that you're like over here, and then like the creators and all of that stuff are over there, and it's unobtainable. What you say cannot possibly make it to them, you know, kind of thing. And this Lego special came out, and it made fun of the prequels, and I was just being a little man baby about it. And I was just like, oh my God. But this is like when I'm like really concerned that they're going to make new Star Wars movies that are just like anti-prequel and like lose the spirit of Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of a thing we were afraid of. And then all of a sudden I got like both of the creators of the Lego special like DMing me going, dude, no, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I felt like crap, but it was a big kind of a wake up moment for me. Like, oh, stuff I say on the internet, even if they don't like me, they still see it. Like, you know what I mean? And so you got to say it differently. You can affect things as a fan. They can hear you, but you do definitely how you say it does matter.
Well, as Meg has stated here, her lawyer helped her word this super chat. Thank you, Meg, for the super chat. By the way, my friend, she says, Jason, on a scale of 1 to Daisy Ridley, how hard was it while watching the Lego special? Hasn't watched it yet.
I'm not into pain. Meg, believe it or not, I'm not into pain. And whenever I think of Lego, I just think of stepping on those things in the kids' rooms, and it's not good. So
I will say that I liked it. It's all the typical Lego humor. It's irreverent, and there's a message in it, and all of it was fine for a Lego special. It's great. So I'm happy with it, and of course, it features the sequel era characters, which I like. So I have no issues with it. The Halcyon Cruiser, I know that's another triggering thing for fans. So I'm just telling you that watch the thumbnails, watch the live streams, watch the YouTube videos, look for Mike Zero. I'm just saying, all of that's getting ready to happen.
I'm going to say, if they actually watched it, maybe, but they won't watch it. I don't think so.
Let me ask our mods, can you guys kill that text me on Telegram? Can you kill it? That's a bot, and we need that killed. It's spamming.
Yeah, he was on...
It's a...
You were a separatist during the Clone Wars, and you remember how bad it got. You hate battle droids now. And you're all about stormtroopers. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a phishing bot. So just so you know, stay away from it. All right, so that's the Lego Holiday Special. Will you be watching it with the kiddos?
Probably. Most likely, what's going to happen is it's going to be like, let's put on. Say, I like to put on something that they've already seen to go to bed, like to try to make them fall asleep. And I'll put on something, but they're going to see it and they're going to be like, "Oh, let's watch that," and they're going to stay up. But you know what? It's for me, that is like the best way to appreciate it. Whenever I watch it with the kid, that's when I watch the other ones when they want to. And I like Lego. I like Lego stuff. I think it's fun. I don't like go out of my way to watch the Lego specials for whatever reason. Just
sure. I only watch these because of the show. Like get right on it. It's typically something I would watch like on a Saturday afternoon when nothing's going on. I'll just turn it on and then watch it a little bit. But I've really liked like the Freemason Journey. That's really good Lego series. I've enjoyed the other holiday specials.
The Freemakers.
Freemakers. That's it.
The Freemasons. Oh, now everybody knows that we're Freemasons, and this is all like an Illuminati thing to control pop.
My father-in-law. We've got the bot is back. The bot is back. Are you guys going to have your work cut out for you today?
I can't lie. I love it when Nikki's smiting stuff.
I do. When Nikki is happiest when she's smiting people. Like she gets to get the hammer out, and deploy the hammer. It's a happy day for Nikki. So, oh, very good. What did you say it is? It's not the Freemaker, not the Freemason.
the Freemakers.
Yeah, my father-in-law is a Freemason.
Yeah, a friend of mine's like grandfather was like all super high in it, and when he died, he started sending me all of the secret information. So I know your secret information, Freemasons. I can spoil it all.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna end up dead now. Great.
Well, Meg, really what you should have put on here, Jason, free Bespin. We need to have a hashtag free Bespin bulletin.
He's sleeping in the walls.
If you've been watching the Making Star Wars show, you know that Bespin Bulletin has been a prisoner in Jason's basement for the last week, and we need to have a campaign to free Bespin.
It's like 10 Cloverfield Lane. He's down there. He's Ewan McGregor's wife. Dude, is a real person whose name I can't remember for some reason. Like it's like Melanie Winston San Antonio Masterson. I can't remember what her name is, no matter how hard I try.
Very funny. Very funny. Okay, so we have the Acolyte. There's a little bit of news from that, and I saw you covered it the other day, and then Meg followed up yesterday morning. Our friend Aesokas, the new leaker on the scene, who
let me release that stuff. He was
and he's shown that he does have some valid sources. So we take because he's brand new on the scene. At first, you got to wonder: is this guy legit, or is he making crap up, or does he, know? But
and what's the longevity of it? Because sometimes you'll have someone who get like one thing right, and then they just run downtown, just blah 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 blah. I know this, I know that, and then they just don't. But he has shown that he has stuff from other things. So, yeah, we've
been seeing that as well. Dawn says as long as you feed and water Bespin, he should be fine.
Yeah, he'd be good. He has a dog bowl with some water in it.
But Aesokas has shown that he's got a good start, and unfortunately, he's been in touch with you. He's learning some of the. Well, I think he's learning some of the things that you have learned over time, right? Like you get pieces of information, you try to put them together, and sometimes when you're linking segments of information together, it can get confused, right?
Oh,
and so when he first came out with the first leaks from the Tales of the Jedi, some things got mixed, and then he came out and he had to do a retraction. Everything I said before, just throw it away, and we'll start over. Here we go. And I thought, that's perfect.
That's always how it goes when you are given snippets, and then it's like you make logical assumptions, and it just becomes and then at one point you have to like go, where am I assuming and where am I not, and that's kind of where I'm at with the information that he's been giving on Acolyte. Is I'm like, what is the contest of Acolyte? Like the fight, are they going into, like I joke on the show, my show, are they going into an octagon and fighting? Or is it like go assassinate the president of the galaxy, go do this and go do that, and then like how is all of this working? You know what I mean? Like, so there's stuff about the show we don't actually know that we are taking for granted still, and so I'm looking forward to what Aesokas can glean about that.
Yeah, and so the latest one that both of you have covered is there seems to be some content tied to Plagueis. Now, the scope and scale of that is still unclear, and I'm not even clear yet. And maybe you can help me because you've had more conversations with him on how large or how prevalent will Plagueis's presence be in there? Was it a name drop? Is it like we got in the prequels where? Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Is it going to be a name drop like that?
Here's or might we get more? The thing to remember is like the Sith Lords, they're not born Darth Vader. They're not born Darth Sidious. You're like, my name is, Sheev Palpatine. And then, now I'm Darth Sidious. I'm a real tough guy now. So what we have is a character who's a CGI alien that has the characteristics of a Mun or a Mun, and is basically in this contest. Our main hero, who's probably codenamed Ara, could be her real name, but shows up, and neither of them on their own is powerful, and she is I think an ex-farmer / now warrior. She's like a warrior of this village. And then, so now she's like going on that path. And then he is the friend who she teams up with, the CGI alien character, is what does it say? Like heavy, like a strategy minded, like and uses magic or something like that. So it's like magic and strategy and war. So you basically have Darth Sidious and Darth Maul. They find that when they come together, everybody else starts just getting destroyed. And it's like, so they are naturally like a Sith pairing, which tells us they're going to likely become the Sith Lords by the end of this thing. Right? So all of these signs of this being Darth Plagueis are there, but the one thing that he doesn't have is where he says you're Darth Plagueis. And like how it goes, and like it does seem like it is moving towards a story where at the very end, instead of them killing each other, they're loyal to each other, and the Sith Lord messes up and they jump on the Sith Lord and become that. That's where it sounds like the story is going. I don't think he has that confirmed, but that's sort of where we're both at, and that is still an assumption, but that is where the story appears to want to go. But at the same time, it's worth noting that the majority of the stuff that has been dropped is from episodes 1 and 2. The character that is a code name right now, the friend, who we think is Plagueis, doesn't show up, I think, until the end of the 3rd or the start of the 4th episode, I want to say. This is from memory. I think I might be... It's like the 3rd or 4th episode, though. So everything that we've heard so far has been based in the earlier stuff, and that character's not even there yet. But that is sort of what is being teased. And so it could be a situation too, where we don't even know in the first season. I think we will, but it could be a situation where we don't even know if that's Plagueis. They may not get their names in the season. I think they will, but they may not in the first season. We don't know how they intend to elongate the series. Like, is it going to be designed to be a one and done, and then they will do more if it's successful, or is it going to be designed to be 3 seasons almost no matter what? Because it does seem like on the shows that aren't called a limited series, they're being plotted out with multiple seasons. If it doesn't say limited series.
Gotcha. Real quick, I did just change the chat to subscriber only mode. So hopefully that gets rid of the bot. Look, I didn't make it members only, just subscribers only. So if you get cut out of the chat and you'd still like to participate, I know we've got a couple of new folks here in the chat. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. I put no minimum on it, but I don't think the bots subscribe. So if the bot comes back, then I'll adjust it again. So just let everybody know. It's real easy to subscribe to the channel. You just push the button, and that actually helps us out too. So what I'm hearing is that this could end up being another Snoke situation.
It could. It could. I would not say it is. I don't think it's confirmed at all. But do you think they would? I don't know if these filmmakers are in that J.J. Abrams camp of either just not knowing who that is, because that was one of the things back then. I knew it wasn't going to be Plagueis the whole time, because I knew that they didn't really know who Plagueis was, and so there was no way that they were going to hinge anything on it. Like that was one of the. I had people at Lucasfilm going, they don't know. And yeah, I'm serious.
Oh boy.
And
boy.
And when they asked Lawrence Kasdan at Comic-Con and he said Darth Vegas, that wasn't a joke. That was dead serious. And
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, but Leslie Headland does know the books. I think
yes, she does.
And so I have to say I think that's where it's going. And I think that you don't get at Plagueis by making Plagueis the main character. Like Star Wars fans go right to make the Plagueis TV series, but you know what? They're never gonna get at Plagueis that way. We're always gonna go and then make a new character and have that be how we get to that person. So I think that it has a lot going for it.
Well, I will say that, and poor X-Wing, man, today he'll be angry for the rest of the day. First, we start with the Lego content, and now you tell him that they had no clue who Plagueis was. So now he's like extra mad.
Yeah.
No, and just to kind of follow what you just mentioned about Leslie Headland. Leslie Headland is a Star Wars sweaty, right? She has played the games, she's played the board games, she's read the books, she follows many of the content creators who create podcasts. She is deep into Star Wars canon and Star Wars legends. So I think that she has a great deal of interest in perhaps bringing in Plagueis, and that the series is intentionally set in that time frame to do so. And
Right.
I think that the likelihood of it being Plagueis is higher than Snoke of being Plagueis. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Well, and like I love the just like what I'm hearing about the show. The thing I can't stop thinking about is this idea that our main character may become sort of best buds with Plagueis, and I'm just gonna guess, because it's called the Acolyte, that Plagueis is gonna become the Sith master and she will become the apprentice, because Plagueis already has like the strategy down. Once Plagueis gets the ability to shoot lightning from his fingertips, kind of the master at that point. You know what I mean? And or whatever, and once they have like that physical power, they already have the mental power and fortitude. But is that the fact that her sister though is a Jedi? That's the coolest thing ever, because that's what just puts that conflict there that can't be removed. And it's like the old Star Wars thing of that's the part that the Sith Lord is never going to be able to like remove, that familial bond. And I think that's like really exciting story potential for the series.
Excellent. Meg is everybody who has been around here is well aware of me always dissing on Plagueis. I think so they're giving me a hard time about Plagueis being my favorite piece of Star Wars content, because I troll on everybody who predicts that every character that's being introduced into a new series, that's going to be Plagueis. So it started with Snoke, and then it's carried on and on and on. People keep saying, I heard that this character is going to be in the next show, and everybody will say, I'll bet it's Plagueis. And so I'm always trolling on it, and so it's the same thing here, where it's like, all the signs look to Plagueis, and so of course I'm going to troll on that, because as people have noted, I've read the Plagueis novel. I was so interested in who Darth Plagueis is that I read the novel titled Darth Plagueis, because everybody says, that's one of the best novels out there. I love it. I'm like, good. I'll finally learn who this guy is. If you read Plagueis thinking that you're going to learn about Plagueis, you'd be wrong. It's not about Plagueis. It's about Sheev Palpatine. You get cameos from Plagueis who drops in from time to time, but it's more like a side character than the actual main character of the book.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's the old problem that Star Wars has with naming a title after one character, when every single Star Wars thing ever is an ensemble. Even bait and switch. Diego Luna yesterday is like it's called Andor, but it shouldn't be, because I'm not the only character in this. Like, and it's like same thing with every single Star Wars thing ever, But I mean, you do learn like about, like, there was cool stuff in there. It's just the problem is that it was all through Palpatine that you get at him, and that's how they're always going to do it, because you can't really like what are you going to do? Like, how would you do that narrative? Like, woke up today hiding from the Jedi still. We've been hiding for 1,000 years, but we're going to get those guys. You know what I mean? It's just like everything always has to be. It would just, you learn about his plan, and that's kind of what it is. Like in that book, but I think he's cool in the book. Like when they are like they capture like a what's the Cantina band member, not guys called the Bith or whatever, and they're just like killing him and like resurrecting him like over and over again, and then as each time they like bring him back, he's like a little crazier. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
It was weird. And I was kind of into that, like that aspect of it, but it would have been better marketed as being young Palpatine on that story. Right. I'm with you there.
Yes, it's more about Palpatine, him coming up, studying under Plagueis, increasing his power, mentoring under Plagueis, but Palpatine is the main character of the book.
Yeah,
he is the central character to the book, and Plagueis is involved into the scope of how he helps Sheev come along, but it's not really about him. Like I mentioned, he's more of a side character, supporting character to Palpatine. So
one last thing of note to another Plagueis connection is the Sith Lord that we're introduced to in the Acolyte series is an arms dealer who sells arms to the bandits that come and kill her, that come and wipe out her village.
Oh,
and that's one thing from the book that we learn in the Plagueis novel is that Plagueis is in the arms business, and war is where he makes his money, and so causing a war is in the Sith's best interest, and probably likes doing it. It's extra fun, and it's making money doing what you love, you know, and that's what Plagueis does. And so I think that they're setting up where the Sith Lords has that business and is going to bring them into it, basically. And I think we're going to see, maybe we might even see how Plagueis gets his job.
Oh, you know what I mean? Well, that would be good.
Yeah,
that would be good. So Asher McJeremy asked a question. The Acolyte takes place before the Phantom Menace. Yeah, it takes place like 100 years before. In the book Shadow of the Sith, Luke mentions them in a post Return of the Jedi world. Mentions who? Mentions the Acolytes of the Sith.
I think he's thinking that the Acolytes that of the Sith that we had in the Aftermath books are the same as the Acolyte in the series, and it's two different things. I think that's. Yeah. Am I correct in that? That's my.
Yeah, assumption. I was going to bring that up. So the Acolyte, there's been some. So we have Acolytes of the Sith who are not. How do you put, like, Sith Lords, right? They're not Darth something, right? They're just if you think of it in terms of Christianity, you had the apostles of Jesus. Those are the 12: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, right? All those. Those are the 12 apostles, and then you also had Jesus's followers, right? So you had maybe hundreds or thousands of followers. Those are more in line with who the Acolytes are, right? Than the Darth Plagueis or Darth Sidious, right? So when they mention the Acolytes of the Sith in this series being called Acolyte,
Acolytes of the Beyond is what he's thinking.
Oh, Acolytes of the Beyond. Okay.
The Acolytes of the Beyond, also known as Acolytes, were a Sith cult of dark side fanatics who came to prominence during the early years of the New Republic, blah, blah, blah. After the death of Darth Vader during the Battle of Andor, the Acolytes of the Beyond emerged and followed the Sith religion and purchased what they believed to be the fallen Dark Lord of the Sith lightsaber. That's kind of like that was the big moment that we all got from them. But so different thing. These are Sith. This is like Sith candidacy, as opposed to, and maybe that becomes that. I don't know, but
that's what I've been wondering about it up to this point, and it seems like this is. We use the term like the Hunger Games, right? It's the Sith Hunger Games, where you're going to take an Acolyte and make them a Sith, right? Like a Sith Lord. So
a couple years ago, if you want to make a girl in college really mad, call it the Hungry Games. They hate that. It's so funny to do it though. I can't help myself. Are you reading the Hunger Games? Did you say Hunger Games? Yeah, the Hunger Games. It's called the Hunger Games. Oh, okay. So how's the Hunger Games? Makes me laugh.
Right. This is funny too, Meg. I wonder if anybody coming on Disney Plus think Andor's about the Ewoks, right? Andor. Get it?
Yeah.
No. So I've been wondering what's the context
it's called
of
the Andalorian. That's what we'll start saying eventually. You guys see the Andalorian last night? Yeah.
Yes. Very good. I've been wondering about this title, The Acolyte, and understanding that we have like acolytes of the beyond, acolytes of the Sith, acolytes not being the same as like a Sith.
I'm Kira. Oh, sorry, Meg. That's what I do every time. Sorry, I can't help myself.
I've got this shirt my daughter got me. I love it. It's
oh, nice. Pew pew.
But it was raised to my attention that pew can have two different meanings behind it. It can be pew, right, or it can be pew pew, right,
or it could be that thing at church.
Right, or it could be a thing you sit on at church, right? So, but I love the shirt. All right, so yeah, I've been curious about that title being the Acolyte. What's the context of that? Acolyte of what? Acolyte of the Sith, presumably.
Yeah, it's Acolyte of the Sith because what happens is the main character ends up getting to this place and then realizes I have to contend with all of these other people. I'm not the only one. There's other people here that I have to fight if I want this position. So
X-Wing, do not help Meg. Meg doesn't need your help. You guys are killing me. All right, so let's take the Wayback Machine. We've talked about the Acolyte. We've got your buddy Bespin. Every so often,
in the world.
Bespin has been publishing some stories that are quite helpful. Just
stories.
As far as
do the stories.
He has two regarding character names in Andor. So the first story came out was about let me get up here. Here we go. Character names for Andor revealed courtesy of the trailer. So you turn the subtitles on, you can see who's talking to who. Right? So that's how some
cutting edge journalism, Bespin Bulletin. You turn on the subtitles. Jeez. Is that all it takes to be a leaker these days? Come on.
So in here you can follow through and see that we've got a character named Cyril Karn, right? That's Kyle Solar's character. Fiona Shaw plays Marva, and
do you think Tony Gilroy was like writing it while he's like eating breakfast and was like, Cyril, I'm eating Cyril. Yeah, Cyril, that's the name.
Cyril. Yeah. What? How's he mispronounced in the? They call him Andor.
Andor. Yeah.
in the trailer. Yeah.
The subtitles when it first came out, I actually immediately had the subtitles on to see if it gave names, and the subtitles said Andor, Ander, and I was like, did they do that? Like, did somebody at Lucasfilm think that was funny and do that? And then it was fixed later on. They actually.
You should have screen grabbed it. That'd have been perfect.
Andor.
And salmon pack. You know, they're hungry for lunch. It's like Meg's. It's like Meg's autocorrect, right? It puts food in, and so there's like, you know, dictating to the dictating machine, right? Whatever. This one's gonna. Can you open my salmon pack over there? Salmon pack. Ooh, there's that name, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So we do have Cyril, and salmon
Marva,
pack. Right.
Marva the Martian. That's the other one. So
we have some character names from here. We don't know too much about it beyond that, and what you see in the trailer. So here
wait, go up. She's rocking the yaddle cut. That we call that haircut in the middle the yaddle.
All here.
That's all. Yeah, that was a hair. If you look it up on Wikipedia, it was a hairstyle first popularized by Yaddle.
Yeah. So here you see Cyril Karn, left to right. Cyril. This is Cyril. This is Marva, and Salmon Pack.
Yeah,
right there.
Old
so to put faces
Salmonella.
with names. Yes. And I love these guys here. They're big bulky kind of guys coming in to take care of business. So now we have a character named Clea, played by an unidentified actress. If you know who she is, let Bespin know. And then seen alongside
if you do, ask her if she wants to hang out sometime. Maybe watch some TV or something. I'm down.
Yeah, well, I could see that. Yeah, this is Clea here. For anybody wondering, who is Clea? This lady here, right? So,
Princess Clea,
right? And here's the ISB officer, right? Deidre Miro.
Strong Nikki vibes going on there. Personality, what? I'm kidding. that's Nikki in the comments modding people. Are you a man or a fish? Blocked.
Meg says Clea looks like her ex. Oh no.
Nice.
Meg.
Good job.
Doing well for yourself.
Yeah, you are. There you are, Meg. Meg, that's why you're in my crew. All right.
And then we do have so there's Deidre Miro, and there was some speculation that this might be oh shoot, what's the name of that planet? I just forgot it. Lothal. Yeah, in Lothal City. And no, that's not Lothal City.
I'm not. I don't think it tracks because Lothal uses the Ralph McQuarrie concept art specifically to build it, and I think if you translate that into that map, it looks different. The architecture would look different. So
yeah. And I sorry, Meg, I didn't mean to put light to your to a breakup, but because I see the icon there, just trying to lift your spirits. So that's all. Yeah, that's all.
You know what? That's the thing about people like me and Meg is we're just drifters. We just go on throughout the galaxy.
And look at that. She got an upgrade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. I knew it. I knew it.
If Clea is the X and she got an upgrade, nice job.
There really is nothing better. There really is nothing better though than when you go like, I didn't peak. You know what I mean? I'm peaking now, as opposed to that last breakup. That's always
it's that sexy voice that Meg has.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, for sure. So we have these character names.
What kind of salmon are you packing, girl? Is that what you say? That might work at Star Wars Celebration. Just saying, might.
It might. Who knows? Then there's this article that came out from Bespin again. Adria Arjona's character and Andor's revealed, and the concern here, again from Bespin, is that she doesn't show up in many scenes. So it says, after speaking to multiple sources, I can reveal the name is Bix. And I've been giving Bespin a hard time about how many ways can you pronounce Bix. I get Bix. That's all I get. But
he looked down at his lighter and he thought Bix cereal. He's just like phony. That's the droid's name. Oh, my kid, B2E emo, because that kid's moody. Everything sounds like he's just looking at the room, going like, lamp.
I thought why he gives so many different ways to pronounce it, right? Like pronounces in Bix, like kicks. So there's Bix, kicks.
You have to hit 300 words or you don't get Google.
But with a B, or like fix with an F, or like tricks with a tr, or like
Yeah, I will say in the screenshot though, I think Andor just fucking ripped one. Sorry, I didn't mean to use that word in the show. But, Andor just totally ripped one because that's I've seen that I've seen that on some women before.
Call back to the Phantom Menace and the Jar Jar scene, right? Like,
yeah.
But it keeps going on talking about she's seen through the trailers, but the unnamed source, where does it go? Quite reminiscent. Bespin wing guards. He mentions about her not being there very long though.
Yeah, no. When they were filming,
here it is.
He came to me and he said, "I heard she's done," and like no joke, as he was saying that, I had just heard it that like I don't know that week or whatever. We hadn't talked in like in a little while at that point, and then I was like, yeah, I think so, and then I think he like reported it or something like that. And so when you look at the schedule, it turned out she really wasn't there for too much. But the only thing I would throw out there as the caveat of a possibility is that it turns out they did some filming after they were done on this show. There was like a round of reshoots that nobody got, and then I only recently learned about. I learned a few things that were filmed then, but there was stuff from various aspects of episodes filmed then, so it could just be reshoots. But I'm curious if she came back for that or not. And that's what I've been chasing down, but no luck so far.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just worrying that Bix isn't seen outside of Ferrix.
Yeah,
and she finished 2 months before, as you were just talking. Right?
Yeah,
personally a fan, and we're hoping she play a bigger role. And that's a lot of people have been saying that she's one of the leads. Well, if she's one of the leads, and she exits pretty soon, there might be some.
I think she's. There. Yeah, I think her character. I mean, just from the sound of things, not with I don't have any inside knowledge on this, but I think that it's going to be like about Andor's early. It's clear it's about Andor's early life, and it just doesn't sound like she ends up, whether she dies or not. She just may end up being separated, and he goes off to become a rebel, and she's out in the galaxy doing space stuffs like Kira. It could go that way. She could be a Kira.
Will Morgan. That's good. And I saw
it's way too esoteric. Do you remember the Bionic 6? That's what my head. Bionic 6. I keep hoping she gets like a metal arm or like a robot arm or something, so we could get Bionic Bix.
X-Wing is in the closing days of his freedom. He's voluntarily giving up his freedom in 27 days. Wow. And then he'll be locked down for the rest of his life.
Good luck.
Look, I've been married 35 years, and I'm happy with it. So it's not that bad. It's fun to joke about, though.
I was married for like 10, and it keeps getting better. All right. Sorry.
There was another comment in here. Well, there's been a couple of comments about the Trump characters, right? So X-Wings, do we get a Trump cameo? Have you seen the GIFs or the JPEGs on like Twitter of like the Death Star with the Trump wig on it?
Oh, okay. I can imagine it.
It doesn't take much. Yeah. Or the TIE fighter where the cockpit has the wig on it.
I was thinking of an orange hut with like the little wigs. Remember in Clone Wars when they have like those little wigs on when they're in that like mafioso council? Yeah, they could just give a little hut one, make them orange.
There you go. We got a few folks here that have been married for a while, right? So, all right. So that's the character names we have, and then before that, if we go back, we actually had the trailer release this week. But sometimes we forget that it was this week. It's been so long. It's a gorgeous trailer. Lots of cinematic quality to it. Right, it looks theatrical in scale, right. And I think that's what has a lot of folks excited. And contrary to early rumors, the volume was used, but it was used judicially. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, when Gilroy did that PR thing yesterday, he was like denying it more. He was like, "Yeah, you make a choice whether you're like a volume show or not. I think the technology is great, but whatever." So something like that, and I was just like, "Yeah, it's just just say what Santa just said. Just say it like that."
Yeah. Well, how much of it did he actually? And so that was the other article, and Bespin wrote about it. How many episodes did he actually direct?
Yeah, I don't buy that article at all from the trades. I think they got their wires crossed.
Right.
I think he wrote it, and he's the showrunner, so I think he's telling people what to do. And when just talking about things, I think they got confused.
Exactly. So, how many scenes did Gilroy shoot in the volume? None. Because how many scenes did he shoot when he wasn't in the volume?
Well,
also none. Also,
I had a source who told me that Mon Mothma apartment complex like uses not just like blue screens, but it uses elements. It uses like the volume to like build the set in. So
sure. So it's I'm just joking a little bit.
No. But yeah, I don't, because I'm pretty sure if we like look at it, like do we know what episodes Gilroy was supposed to have directed?
The pilot, the first one, and then like 4 others.
Is that confirmed, or is that just what the trades were saying? The reason why I say it, because early on that was the thing, is he couldn't get out of New York, and that's when like the trades were like reporting he can't leave, and he can't, if he leaves New York he can't come back. But we do know that he does end up there. He does end up making it over there, and so. What is I don't know what any of that means. I'm gonna guess, being the showrunner though, he probably directed on it and on all of them.
Yeah, I don't think he was actually on set like directing episodes.
He was. I have a picture of it. There's a picture of it.
Okay, so we know he's a writer and he's the showrunner.
Yeah, but I mean, like right here, when they were filming the Pinewood stuff. There it is, right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen that picture.
So he looks like Taika in that picture, but yeah. So he did make it there, and that stuff the village stuff was filmed pretty early on, so he did get there earlier than I thought he did, anyways. Or was that during the reshoot? I have no idea. So it's pretty confusing.
Yeah, and
I
heard you talking about this. I think this might be an actual like a manufacturing building where they make stuff inside of it, comes out, and then that big crane comes by and picks it up and carries it off. Yeah. Door closes, they make something, it opens, it comes out, they pick it up and carry it off. And you can see back in the back that crane, right?
To Matt's point, during the season 1 of The Mandalorian, I probably saw Jon Favreau directing 15 times, and he didn't direct one episode of The Mandalorian. So it's anything is possible on that front. And I'm trying to like figure out how could the trades have made such a mistake. But the trades also said that Darth Maul was like the villain of Kenobi, and that was at one point, and that was never true.
Well, I thought Bespin explained it best. Just like we know he wrote 5 episodes.
Bespin.
Yes, 2 tubes. But I thought that he explained it best. Like there's 4 episodes we know he wrote the pilot and 3 others. Or 4 others, whatever that was. So I think they just got the write and direct flipped. And that he actually wrote those episodes, not directed those episodes. So that's what I think the case is. And it should be noted too, it got pushed back to the 21st. We saw that in the announcement as well. And just through talking this week and some conversations I've had elsewhere, all indications are that this was a Disney Plus decision, not a Lucasfilm or Star Wars decision, right? This was a Disney Plus when they're looking at Scheduling, they're looking at, they're doing analysis of metrics and other releases that they said they didn't want to put it on top of She-Hulk. She-Hulk, it's my opinion, She-Hulk's in trouble. And then, and we do know that Star Wars performs better than Marvel on Disney Plus anyway. And She-Hulk doesn't need Andor to come and push it down further. And then they looked at like subscriber numbers, when they're coming up for resubscription, and they're just trying to schedule strategically. And so it was a strategic move in scheduling on Disney Plus's part. Nothing to do with production of Andor.
And once again, we know it's not post-production because journalists already have the 4 episodes and the visual effects are completely done. So like that part of it, just that. So after you get down to it, it's a strategic move. I mean, that's all that it was, is they looked at, they read the room for streaming services. I mean, you got Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Why? And then if you were to release, then you could just wait 3 weeks and then you don't have any of the problems that you may go up against. So it would be like, we want to hope that people only watch one show and it's ours. Like, but it's not really how it's going to go. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the ability to cover the stuff. I mean, and when I looked into it a little bit, and that was what I got back. I didn't get any metrics or any of that stuff. I got that it was simply about coverage and the ability for journalists and big outlets to actually cover it. Like, and they've been covering Star Wars for a long time. And when Lord of the Rings comes back and Game of Thrones comes back, it's going to beat Star Wars in terms of coverage and the ability to want to cover it and to get those articles. So they just pushed it back.
So here we go. This is the scene specifically that you were talking about, where Mon Mothma's on that couch.
Yeah.
This is the scene that you had people with their own eyeballs who were there, saw it in person, as well as our actress herself sitting there on the couch, who said that was done in the volume.
Did she actually say that she said that specifically? Nice.
Well, she said that she did some scenes in the volume.
Okay.
So she said she did scenes in the volume. Your source said specifically they were here. It's all this scene right here in being shot in the volume. So all of that is confirmed. So there it is.
Yeah, I keep wondering if that Andy Serkis stuff is going to pan out or not.
Oh, good question.
You know what I mean? That's the one thing that it heard it a bunch of times back then, and so far not seeing any. You think he would make the trailer? He wasn't in it.
Or is it an Acolyte? You mentioned the CG. There's them Meg's ex-girlfriend right there.
Oh, nice.
I think we should just call her Meg's ex-girlfriend. Let's start that room. No, no. This looks great. I'm excited for it. Andor, and then there was a question earlier about the release schedule. We know Andor. Then it's supposed to be Andor September 21st. Last we heard, Bad Batch September 28th, the following week. Here the folks running away. There's Cassian in the garb.
Did you see how barefoot they were? They were barefoot.
Yeah, they were definitely. There's not Maz Kanata.
Yeah,
but yeah, Bad Batch was supposed to be the week after. I would not be surprised if we learn that's moved. And I would not be surprised to learn that we get multiple episodes per week, or perhaps the entire series released in a very short window. And then we have Tales of the Jedi, that is, last we heard, also a 2022 release. So you're doing 3 episodes of Andor on September 21st. You've got 9 more to go, and where does that leave you at the end of the day when we start looking at the rest of it?
Yeah, I like the animated shows, like Clone Wars, love Clone Wars like a lot, and that's always like what I'm chasing, is that there's like something more like Clone Wars, and I'm really excited for Tales of the Jedi, like for that reason. I feel like it's the one that sounds the most like it's doing what Clone Wars did in certain ways, like it's an anthology series that covers big moments in Star Wars that would not be done in live action. I think that they have a weird like situation on their hands where when they just get somebody to like subscribe to the channel who's like, oh, I'm gonna watch The Mandalorian, but then they start like pushing the cartoons. There are some people who they could push the cartoons on and would be like, oh, I'm into this. I didn't know that. I'm gonna watch it all. But at the same time, most adults won't watch cartoons. They just won't do it. And so they run into a really, really weird situation with trying to push Star Wars on the platform, but then also not trying to not sell the idea that they only push that kind of content. And and cartoons have so many episodes that you would literally you end up having as many animated episodes, if not more, than live action episodes per year sometimes.
Yeah, and absolutely.
It's like I have to imagine that's a really difficult like balance to find for them.
Well, I think Visions did really, really well last year, dropping the entire series on one day. I don't see, especially Tales of the Jedi, I could definitely see it dropping the same way Visions did. They just dropped the entire series in one day, especially since they're like 3 story arcs or something like that, right?
Bespin just put the first reaction to Andor's first 4 episodes appears online. Grounded, complex, expect division. But it has a whole article up right now, and
so if you want
to take a look at it,
I'll reference it.
Yeah, if you want to take a look at it, it's on bestmanbulletin.com.
Okay, we will. There's another. Let me add another screen here because Matt Risman just sent me another story that kind of gives things in context. I'm not going to read this one in full, but maybe we'll post this on our Discord for anybody interested. He said, here's the whole context behind the volume comments and the Trump business. It's in this article. Here you can see there's the cover to the article, and then a several page split. Here you got B2 Emo in the background again.
Is he burying Melania under there to get a tax write-off on the rebel base?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. And then some of these stills that we've seen already. But so there's the whole article.
Don't call her that. She's a person.
And then, as you mentioned, Bespin. Let me just pull up Bespin's article here. Since it just went live. This is something else you talked about with Andor yesterday. I heard you mention that it could be a little divisive. Because it's not lightsabers and X-Wings and TIE fighters. Right? There are some TIE fighters in it.
The one person I know who's seen it isn't into it. It's just like it's slow. It's kind of plotting.
Oh no.
That was there. I'm like, let me watch it. Let me come over. Come on. I'll bring pizza.
Right. And I wanted to highlight Baymax's comment here because it said, if they put Plagueis in the Andor, the trailer, then I get hyped. What are the chances, and Meg has kind of hinted that they could, but I don't know that they will, put part of Snoke's backstory into Andor?
No. No, I think it's going to be completely like I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll have to see what this says. I think it's going to be completely like genre based. So I don't think like the mystical stuff is gonna touch this one. Maybe I'm wrong though, but
yeah. And you got to keep in mind. So Bespin is reporting here. So the first 4 episodes were given in the screener. It says Reset Era user Ramala took to the forum, give her brief thoughts. First 4 episodes The user has previously shared reactions to other films as Miss Marvel, The Sandman. That's something I'll probably watch this weekend. But here's Reset Era's comments. So keep in mind, this is Reset Era. This one user, if you know much of that user, said, I've seen the first 4, and it's the most serious, grounded thing Star Wars has ever done. Feels more like an English-made espionage thriller than Star Wars. Now, look, we've known for some time it's a spy thriller from the same dude who did. Why did I just lose the name of it? His other spy movies.
Yeah, I can't
lose him
remember it right now, but I know it's like Mickey Walton or something.
No,
it has like a name. I mean, it's not thinking of the Jason Bourne stuff, right? That's the
Jason Bourne. Oh my goodness, my brain. Yeah, so he's done the Jason Bourne movies, and if you've seen the Jason Bourne,
what's that other movie he did? He did that other movie, like Tony Gilroy, didn't he? Oh no, I'm thinking of Christopher McQuarrie. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So he did Rogue One.
Michael Clayton.
If that's the other one. Michael Clayton. But Bourne is a spy thriller, and they travel through different countries, mostly European countries. So I could see this feeling very. In my head, I'm making this connection to Jason Bourne. Spy thriller. Now we're going to put spy thriller into Star Wars. We're going to put Jason Bourne into Star Wars. Maybe I'm overreaching.
Jason Ward, not Jason Bourne. Every time I hear it, I think somebody's saying my name every single time.
Yeah. So English-made spy thriller, espionage thriller. It's totally unconcerned with giving you fan service moments. Well, that doesn't surprise me either, because Gilroy has said he is entirely uninterested in Star Wars. Not his jam. And yet he did Rogue One, and now Andor, of course. Instead,
fake fan, not going to watch it. Fire Kathleen Kennedy. This is stupid.
Oh boy. Well, there's that too. There are people already on the, have the pitchforks and the torches out, and they're already putting the their what is it? They're not going to watch it. Right?
Pretty much everybody who did Rogue One was hypercritical of the writers, were hypercritical of Star Wars during the prequel era, and just weren't interested in it.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because whatever it was lacking for them, they are going to theoretically bring to it. And then that just makes Star Wars better for us. And then if the good stuff becomes things that Dave Filoni could go riff on in his little jazz version of Star Wars, where he just takes little parts and puts it all together. It actually, I think it's positive.
Yeah, well, let's be clear about it. I mean, look, you go to Rogue One, the Vader's hallway scene at the end, and to Nikki's point, right, you have to earn it. It has to be part of the story. It's earned, and it is part of the story. I think that's why people accept it, and they're so excited about that scene. It's one of their favorite scenes in all of, especially the Disney era of Star Wars.
Which scene?
The Vader hallway scene at the end of Rogue One.
But the Ponda Baba, Dr. Evazan one, since we are talking about Gilroy's film, that one, I don't mind. It doesn't make me mad. It doesn't bother me or anything like that. But it is like, that is the most, like, I think, egregious one they've ever done at the same time.
Yeah. So we go into the story. It says, instead, it wants to delve into what's like for the bit players in the universe, to wake up every morning and go about their day. This is not space opera. It's more space drama. Well, spy thriller, right? It's slow, deliberate, complex for Star Wars. And asks the viewer to do some work. It actually humanizes roles that are traditionally cartoon evil. Hey, that sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Like, not cartoon evil. People want more serious Star Wars that feels more adult, from the sense that it's mature. Like, it's not cartoony. It's not, dumbed down. They want Star Wars that engages your brain and makes you think. So to me, all those are good words for the fandom in large. It says, it's attempting to tell a grown-up story, and I think a lot of fans are going to hate it. Both Gilroy's presence is all over this thing. It's got cinema vibe that core Bourne movies had going for them. Look,
so cinema verite vibe. That means it's going to like actually go with that. Like it's almost pretending to be a documentary at times. It's kind of like what I think they're trying to say right there. So
very good. Yeah. And it says that the core Bourne movies had going for them. Look, all of that excites me. And again, hopefully I'm not getting overhyped with the connection to Bourne, right? Like maybe it doesn't go full in Jason Bourne. I got to remember the main character here is Cassian Andor, not Jason Bourne. Will Cassian Andor be a fill-in for Jason Bourne? I don't know. Right? Maybe I'm making a really bad connection there that I shouldn't. So I'm just trying to warn myself, right? Says it puts you in the world like nothing before. Whether the world can hold up to that level of scrutiny is up for debate, but it's fascinating. I like that. The user also added in response to a comment, they believe a 3-episode premiere for the series was needed, as the 3 episodes served as an entire story arc and compared it to a movie. Look,
so I would say that that the first story arc is going to probably be Mon Mothma going parallel to Cassian's upbringing, to Cassian becoming an adult thief, and Mon Mothma's story, and then where they converge. I think that's probably the first 3 episodes arc, I'd say, based off of what they've said officially.
Perfect. Further on in the thread, the user praised the writing as heroes can act like villains or vice versa. On the subject of characters, the user referred to the titular character. This is Meg's favorite word.
Bespin just wanted to say tit. I know this. I know that guy.
No, that's...
I know him. No, he's just like Meg. He's one of them. I drink tea all the time, kind of persons. And that's what
I write favorite with a U in it.
I put you in favorite, whatever. These colors don't run.
Referred to the titular character as the least interesting.
Just messaged me. He confirmed it. I didn't want to say tit. Good boy.
Least interesting when compared to Mon Mothma and Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen Rael. So, it bears saying, look, this is an ensemble cast. It's an ensemble story. This isn't a narrative of only Cassian Andor. And when it feels like you're getting Mon Mothma's story arc, as you just mentioned, the first 3 could be her story arc in here, largely. Then don't feel like it's a bait and switch. We love to say that. I love to say it when I talk about reading the Plagueis novel, but other people throw it out there.
But what about the whole story of Jango Fett, the clone, being with her the whole time? Remember that? That's not true. That would have been in there.
Ducky Momo is the same. He says, I can't say titmouse without giggling like a schoolgirl. So of the first 4, Luthen, Mon Mothma are definitely the Rebel MVPs. Andor is probably the least interesting character. But then they've got a long way to go to get the man we met in Rogue One. So there's still 9 more episodes. So, calm down. Or 8. They saw the first 4 in the screeners. There's 8 more after that. So there's much more interesting characterization going on. The Imperial side of things, let me tell you, it's fascinating to me. I kind of wish we got a whole show about that. Again, that's that user. Now Bespin says, I personally find the user's comments unsurprising, given what I've personally heard on the series in recent weeks.
Sorry.
Months and years. But it's still exciting to hear the series is shaping up to what I expect and hoped it would be. We've been listening to my podcast, Bob the Podcast, There's a little self-promotion right in the middle of his own article. Good job, Bespin.
What a sellout. You know what I mean? Just always going for a plug no matter what.
Okay, I'll hit the button. Do the like, subscribe, or no. Bob the Podcast, for any amount of time you've heard me praise what I've been hearing this show is for 2 years. What I was hoping for, and just how excited I've been. Hearing that the series is slow paced with complex characters and storytelling, not concerned with fan service moments, wants the viewer to think it's exactly what I was hoping for. They mentioned some fans will likely hate it, but I always expected that. Look, if you've been a Star Wars fan, you should expect that. That's it. Some fans are going to hate it.
Yeah, that's kind of like where the person who I know who has it, that's kind of that's sort of where they're falling on it. Like they said something in there that sounds like it's going to ring universal when they said it's complex for Star Wars. That kind of seems to like add up to where I think the show is going to both excel and fail, in the sense that like Star Wars isn't really that complex. So getting complex for Star Wars, does it end up pushing it into the like a big boy adult sphere enough or not? I think that's where it will ultimately like kind of fall. But I think it's going to make like a certain kind of Star Wars fan very happy at the same time. I think like all of these different shows, they kind of are doing different things, and I think that they're not really trying to please everybody with them. They're trying to please demographics of types of fans now. I mean that's how it looks. That's how it looks.
Anyway. Look, if you've got a fan base so divided on what they enjoy, right? Mm-hmm. So the different flavors, right? You're not just serving vanilla and chocolate ice cream, right? You've got people fans of a variety of flavors. Then if all you do is produce vanilla and chocolate ice cream, there's going to be dissatisfied fans who aren't getting, moose tracks. But the same thing here, right? We're producing different flavors of Star Wars for different flavors of fans, and there's nothing wrong with that. I find nothing wrong with that at all.
I'm not sure. I think we might have a Bespin Bulletin plug. I think. Let me see if it'll work.
Santa, I thank you. You finally read an entire article of mine. Bravo. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Bespin. I've been waiting to redeem myself with Bespin, because normally I just kind of scan through and pick out a couple points. I said, this thing he said was really brilliant. You can ignore the rest. No, this time I read the whole thing. So
the whole thing. I mean, he puts yous in favorite. He adds extra work. So
right. I know. So it's all good. There's I think that wraps up our Rogue One content. We have other topics to discuss today. It's a long show.
Fun.
I appreciate it.
That was our rating.
We have a Patreon group, and in Patreon we have the ability to submit questions that you would like to see us discuss on the next live stream.
You could patronize Santa.
Or topics, right? You can patronize Santa on Patreon, right? So I have a number of. He said that's Bespin's first time on Santa show, right? Yes, it is, but it was, through.
I never even got the quote. He doesn't do shows, so he's like, no, I'm too cool. And
if you'd let him out of the basement, he might say that Jason, he might thank you for covering his articles too. But from the basement, he's just.
Well, I turned on the sink, so a little bit of that leaky pipe drips water into the water bowl down there, and he knows I won't do that if he, get a little.
Nice. So we have a couple here that are really fun. I enjoy these a lot. And if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do it for just as little as $1 a month, on up to $10 a month. There are different benefits at the different levels, but for just $1 a month, you can support the channel. It makes a big difference to us. The first question came from Astromech Jeremy, a good friend of the channels. And he said, droids make up a big part of Star Wars. And if you don't know, Astromech Jeremy, his name kind of says it all. He's into the droids. That's one of his favorite parts of Star Wars.
Like Lando.
He says, what are one or two droid moments? I don't know if he's that much into droids. But anyhow, maybe he is. Who's to say? But in any Star Wars, what are one or two droid moments in any Star Wars project that pulled your heartstrings or perhaps inspired a tear? I'll throw out two. So he throws out in The Last Jedi, Luke and R2's reunion on the Falcon and R2's cheat move, right? When he puts the image of Leia there saying, "You're our only hope." He says, "Oh, that's a cheat move." So that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. The second one he put is Chopper. So from the animated, Chopper hovering above a sewer entrance, not wanting to leave Hera behind when she's getting captured by the Empire on Lothal. So thinking about that question, and I told I told Jason right before we came on that the question, so he could think about it. For me, one of the most touching moments is when in Rise of Skywalker, when 3PO, they said, "What are you doing, 3PO?" And he says, "I'm taking one last look, friend, sir, at my friends. Right? I'm taking one last look at my friends." That's a fantastic moment. And,
it's sad because they're not his friends. That's where it's really sad. Is like, what a they hate
there
you.
is some of that.
They hate you.
There is. None of them are really big fans of 3PO, right? But it's a really good one. And so, is there one for you, Jason?
Yeah, it's when L3 becomes the Millennium Falcon every single time. Alligator tears, just crying. Miss her. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, pretty cute though. Gotta say, pretty cute lady.
Good riddance, L3.
Oh, you know what part I did like though? I can't remember what the droid's name is. Remember that droid that was like a Death Star droid that ends up in space in Rebels?
Oh,
that was great. I think that was Stephen Stanton voicing that one. It's good.
Yeah, and he actually starts singing a song about being alone.
Yeah,
and how beautiful and peaceful it is, and he's just and then they come along and pick him up. He's like, "Oh no, you ruined it." That's
that's great. I like that moment.
That's a good one. So the next Patreon topic comes from our friend Ducky Momo.
Ducky.
And Nikki loves that. Of course, Nikki would love that one too. Says, "Oh no, Broom Boy's antics have ever stopped." If you've been following the show, you know Broom Boy has been a constant nuisance here at the North Pole. So the next antic of Broom Boy, he's managed to sabotage your navigation room by sneaking Lando in and having gum up all your droids' electronics. You know, as you mentioned, Lando and his droids. So thankfully, your new elves will be able to repair the damage. But you need to get yourself a security detail to protect your irreplaceable navigation droids in the future. Your budget's tight, so you can only hire 2 guards. What 2 Star Wars character types will you hire? Any droid class, soldier class, creature class will do. No name characters, and you need to fit into the hallway, so you can't use Rancors, Mythosaurs, Crate Dragons, those kind of things, right? Can't do that. So what are the 2? I have 2, and I brought them up here. One is a Adlutin.
Whoa!
You see them. These guys are big. They're also very tough. They're featured in the High Republic. There's one of the lead members of the bad guys is a Adlutin, and you see this guy here. They are extremely tough, very difficult to kill. In fact, one of the things they go through as younglings, so to speak, is they have to survive. It's almost, we were joking earlier about a Hunger Games thing. They sort of have to outlive, and they're put in a situation. Those who live, grow on to be adults, and only the fiercest, strongest survive. So Adlutin, that would be one. And of course, this comes from Maz Kanata's castle on Force Awakens.
Can they do it? Like, can they? Like, can they do it? I don't think they can do it. Do it. I don't think they can do it.
I don't know. I don't know.
That looks like a frustrating relationship. Just pretty foxy. I just don't think it's going to happen, dude.
There is a really good book about this. Baze
Natal. Is that her name? Something like that. Not Baze.
Something like that.
It was something like Natal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There is a really good book about her. She's a bit of an assassin. She's fantastic. The book is really good.
Salty Texas Ranger saying he's got a tic tac. He's a little tic tac. Okay. Okay. Poor guy. I wonder why he's so mad.
So a Adelutin. That would be the first one. The second are these Talortai. And this comes from Quentin. Where'd you get a picture of me sitting on the couch like that? Quentin, thank you for the $5 super chat. The timing of that was probably a little bit off, considering the earlier comment about the that Salty Texas Ranger left about the size of his junk. Like, that's
personality goes a long way.
Person. Thank you for the super chat, Quentin. But these characters or these creatures, they are a bit avian and a bit reptilian. They have force sensitivity. So it gives you some. They have clawed feet and feathers. They have some strength in the force, so they're force sensitive. And I brought up some images where that's for a different story. I had some images of them on here. Let's see if they have any over here in Legends side, where you kind of get a sense of them. They're very agile. They're quick, and so you got a Adelutin on one side, and then you've got the Talortai on the other. That'll be my two.
It's too bad that my crew is going to kill your crew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easily. Me.
What's your crew?
Two Anzelans. Two little Babu Fricks. They're called
Anzelans.
I give them razor blades, and they just sneak up right up on you. They crawl up your shirt, slit your throat, go back down, and then you're like, oh, you slit their throats, and then you go to get your gun out, but before you get your gun, battle droids kill you because they make droids. I'm done. I got a whole army out of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we established the last time Ducky said that the elves they unionized, so I had to replace them. Right?
I'm giving the elves ideas. That's what I've been. I'm like, here's a box of razor blades. You can.
I actually cloned. My choice was to clone the Anzelans to replace the elves to make the toys. Those nimble fingers, working with electronics. Yeah. So we have one other Patreon question here from Richard Todd. He's been influenced too much by Ducky, but the good part of it is the second half. So it says, elves have snuck into your system as they discover your name and find something naughty about you. I don't know what that has to do with the next part, though. It says B8B2 is on guard. I think he catches the elves sneaking into the system, right? B8B2 is a bit of an astromech kind of name. Wakens sensing the elves up to no good, right? A golden droid walks in something oddly familiar about it. What's the name of that droid, right? What's the name of the golden droid that walks in? I know the answer to this because it's the name of my PC. It's H0H0. Oh, that's the name of the droid.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you, Santa.
H0H0. That'll be my protocol droid. So what would you name
I always walks the protocol? Where's my hose at? And I was like, ho ho. It's weird, but yeah.
Well, what was the name? You mentioned this to me before we came on the live stream. What's the name of the droid?
Mine is SPDO. Yeah, it's my Speedo. That's my naughty thing.
I knew that there were some folks here in the chat that would absolutely love that answer. Leia, hello! Ray Palpatine Skywalker. That's there to further trigger X-Wing who was here, we triggered earlier. Lastly, you gave us one more article worth discussing today for sure. I want to bring that up. That's that inverse. There's a little discussion about might we ever get Solo 2? And so inverse article that you shared with me says, would he ever return to the characters that he arguably shaped? Could Lawrence Kasdan ever write dialogue for Han Solo again? When asked directly about Han Solo's streaming TV series, Kasdan shoots it down. So that's been one of the things, like, might they take Solo 2, put it into a streaming service, break it into a show, much like taking the Kenobi movie and turning it into the show. He says, no, he shot it down. No, there's not even talk of that. I've never been particularly drawn to expanding Solo into a show. But I do talk to John and Ron about what went right and what went wrong with Solo. I would be more interested in doing another movie, not a TV series. So does that mean that a Solo series could happen without him? Or does that mean it's just flat out not going to happen?
My big takeaway from it was just the fact that Lawrence Kasdan would be interested in doing something Star Wars again, that it wasn't just a flat out, I'm good, or no, been there, done that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's, I think, the big deal about that. Also, it is just worth noting, though, too, that he just did that Star Wars documentary on ILM, and he may be saying this knowing that it may get headlines and then attention to the show, which is what I'm doing, exactly what he may want to happen. And so there is like that component of it. But I think it's interesting, though, that they talk about it sometimes, that it comes up. And I don't know if Disney would go for it, even though it's Disney's fault it didn't work. It's Disney's fault that
I agree.
It has nothing to do. I mean, you could like or dislike the movie, but it was so poorly timed, you know?
Yeah.
And one thing that we're seeing now, like with Andor, is that they are more cognizant that timing really matters. And they are playing with, it's kind of funny because we get kind of like irritated with them either way, but I'll take a slight delay if it means success for Star Wars, and which means we get more.
Yeah. I think I would echo your thoughts and Matt Risman's, right? So Lawrence Kasdan's interested in maybe doing more Star Wars. Let's green light that. See how we can make it happen.
Let him direct it. I think they should. I think they should do it. What they should do is not call it Solo, but just make another Han Solo centric story where Han Solo and Lando are in it, and call it Smuggler's Booty, something like that. You know what I mean? They'll give it a Star Wars.
The issue with that is what Kathleen Kennedy said about not recasting original characters, and the issue
that is like she said that as they were recasting Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, doing a digital Luke.
But as kids, not as adults, not in the same era, right?
Yeah, but they still could have deep faked it into the, you know what I mean? They could have done it, and they didn't. Nothing is a rule. Every production is going to do what's right for the production. That's just what it just is. I mean, they are way more pragmatic. Like, we always go like hard, fast rules when there are none. They were telling us that they would not CGI Leia. We got a CGI Leia, in episode 9, as they were telling us they would not do that. That's exactly what they did. So
we got it in Rogue One.
Well, yeah,
right,
yeah, but that had started before Carrie's passing, I believe.
Right. Well,
yeah. But point is that it they will say something that is just like, yeah, of course we wouldn't do that, or of course we would do that. And then when they get there, they're just going to do what's right at the moment. And so none of it means anything. Like, I would not be surprised if at one point in time, my prediction is we will see something like a recast Luke Skywalker with another actor, whereas in the same year, the deep fake Luke Skywalker isn't something else. I would
Yeah,
not be surprised if we end up there with a character.
Yeah, I could definitely see more deep fake Luke where Mark Hamill's not directly involved in the
deep fake Han
creation of the
Solo.
character.
Why not?
Well, and that's it. That's so. I think there's a little bit of a misread too within Lucasfilms of why Solo failed. If they're saying that it's the recasting of Han Solo that made it fail, maybe that was a contributing factor. But you guys need to line up. There's a long list of things that made that fail.
That wasn't a big thing, though. That wasn't
no.
That wasn't like a big. The rejecting somebody else playing Han Solo wasn't as big as we would have thought, because we were getting Harrison Ford as Han Solo at that time in Star Wars films. So people weren't like, I miss him so much, I can't accept anything but him. It was actually kind of that was the one thing that was well timed. Could you think that Ford came back? Maybe
Kathleen Kennedy has a bit of an association between trying to do the young Indiana Jones as well, right? Recasting Harrison Ford didn't work for either franchise.
She wasn't involved with that, for what it's worth, though. Like that.
Yeah,
was like
but she's still, as a head of
Rick Callum joint. But
right.
Yeah, but I mean, that one though was so different. I mean, like they were like.
I'm just saying, might should be making a correlation.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I would say,
I know Frank Marshall made some comments in the past about Young Indy, though. That was like, oh, it's like a whole different beast. So I kind of don't think. I mean, I know I like where your head's at, but I kind of don't think so on that one.
It's tough to replace Harrison Ford. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Leia Rose asked this question: if Solo and Kira had a daughter, could she be Rey Palpatine, Skywalker's mother? I like where you're thinking there, Leia. And before reading the Dark Disciple, or that book that just came out, I would have said that's possible. Except now we know who Rey's maternal grandmother is.
Her name is Mirror on the Wall.
That's her mom's name, Rey's mom's name. But Rey's maternal grandmother, we know the paternal side, right? Paternal side comes down through the cloning, through Palpatine.
Is it Luke Skywalker's right hand?
No, but on the maternal side, it comes from Miramar, whatever. It comes from there, and then we know that mother's name and the planet that's in that book. So I like where you're thinking, except it's not. So right, that's not possible. Matt Risman, no more trilogies, and then they trademarked 3 titles that could represent a trilogy. All the ones that had that circle.
And I got to be honest about. Can we talk about that for 1 second?
Yeah.
What was it called? It was like, well, whatever. It's very obvious. I mean, I could be wrong. So famous last words if I am. But what does Darth Vader say? The circle is complete. Now I am the master. It's to me, it reads like a play on whatever that is. And they don't ever trademark titles to their movies like that. That's never happened before. There's a whole different process of writing a script and then filing it with like the DGA and the Writers Guild and all that kind of stuff. So it goes down a whole different like avenue. It's going to be something stupid like pizza. It's going to be like a pizza pan of a Death Star and wants to have like Darth Vader on it. I bet you it's something stupid like that. I could be wrong, but
the titles are The Great Circle, The Galactic Circle,
Pizza,
and The Circle of Resistance.
Pizza pie. That's what one has. One has Poe Dameron's orange X-wing on it. That's the Resistance one. I bet you it's something stupid. I don't know. I don't. Or it's like something stupid like a Disney Plus Flash game that's going to be on the website.
But then it's in a set of 3, and if you tried to replace the word circle with a different term, right? The Great Disaster. Go back to the High Republic, right? The Great Disaster. The Galactic
Pizza pie.
World Fair, right? That was part of the High Republic. There was a big galactic World Fair, and then the Circle of something. No, not Circle of Resistance. The something of Resistance, right? Like it does. If you replace Circle with a term,
Breathless Resistance, a romantic Star Wars book for lovers. No,
no, thank you.
okay,
No,
okay. I mean, you could trademark it if they want, though. They can.
I'll do my Do impersonation. No,
SBDO.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No. So yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's what SBDO says.
Hopefully it's closer to like a High Republic thing than it is as you were saying, like Darth Vader, the Circle is complete, revisiting that whole thing, tying in with the Death Star. Lord, please no. Right, that's all I got to say. Please no.
Yeah.
Please
I'm
no.
super fast. So far, we had tons. A friend of mine, Max from Star Wars Post, looks those up all the time. He's found. I feel like he's found dozens of them over the years. They've never amounted to anything at all over all this time. So that's also something just worth noting. Based on past trends, they haven't meant anything.
The Chimera asked, did you see the article about Taika's movie being in trouble? Maybe clickbait. I don't know the source of that.
One thing I don't know. Yeah, the source truly matters, Chimera. So who put
GFR. Giant freaking robot.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's fake.
Yes.
It's some fake ass shit. Yeah.
Exclusive. Giant freaking robot has an exclusive. Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is in serious trouble.
The only thing, me and Bespin have been following the WB situation, like and what's going on there, because we're just both interested in it, and he knows a lot about Hollywood, so I like talking to him about that stuff. And one of my sources was like, that is going to change how we release our films, like the landscape of Hollywood dramatically changed this last week, and what that's going to look like in the future. And so there will be changes coming to Star Wars. And I theorized, I was like, I wonder if this could change what if the Taika movie happens, because the competition just shifted dramatically. So, and in terms of theatrical releases and what's going to be coming out, but I don't think we really know. I don't know too much about what's coming from WB.
Yeah, well, their stock took a 10% dip, 15% dip after that. So that's not a good sign either. And our friend Adam Douglas from Fanjecture, he pointed out, like, he posted in his Discord, like, is the streaming war dead? Or I think he may have tweeted it, right? Is it dead? I think that they don't know the rules of the game yet. And they're still trying to figure it out and learn it. And some companies are winning and some are losing. But that doesn't mean that the game itself has been even fully defined or established, right? We went through a pandemic, and Disney Plus landed at exactly the right time with exactly the right content. The Mandalorian, like, made them money, big money. Right. Mm-hmm. And then where are we now post-pandemic? What's the landscape start to look like? And how's it settle out? WB is certainly putting a stake in the ground to try to put some rails around it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to fail. I hope everything goes well. But boy, dude, it looks like they have a long, hard slog upwards to make that company work. I'm curious how it all pans out, because we may end up with Disney owning WB by next year,
or Apple owning everybody. Who knows? Right? Yeah. And that's always been a bit of the speculation as well. Apple has so much cash that they could literally change the landscape if they wanted to.
They just got Godzilla from them, like bought the rights from WB to, I guess, make Godzilla, I think is what I heard. Is that, am I wrong with that?
Well, and there's a bidding war right now going on for Tomb Raider because they've botched that up and they lost the rights to it. So now, people can go buy it.
Yeah. Interesting.
And there's a bidding war going on for it. So
I watched on Bespin's recommendation. What was that Cha-Cha Real Smooth on Apple last night? Pretty good movie. It was good.
All right. We have a Mike Porter.
More growing up than I'm used to, though. But yeah.
Okay. We have a Mike Porter dad joke, and we'll wrap it up so I can grab some lunch. What did a dissatisfied Darth Vader say at the bakery? And this goes perfect with being hungry. I find your lack of cake disturbing. If I go to a bakery and there's no cake, I find it disturbing as well.
Mike Porter.
I love it. Jason, I appreciate you getting up early this morning. I know you were doing some stuff last night and spending the day with me today. So, and with Meg being in the outer rim on that planet, who knows?
Yeah, she's on the outer rim job, is what I heard.
Oh no!
Like a heist, maybe. Oh no!
All right. Well, thanks, Jason. And are you planning to stream today, or?
I am. I'm planning in about 10 minutes ish to set it up and do a little something.
Well, I'll be listening. I've got to get a deployment ready.
Yeah,
I'm in IT and it's the weekend, so I've got a release to script. So,
all right.
Thank you much, and we will see you soon. Take care,
bye, everyone.
All right, and until next time, my friends. Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye bye.
Hot dang! Talking through the news from a galaxy far away. Toys and book reviews, positivity all the way. Come and join the fun. Subscribe and like away. Movie news and show reviews. It's like Christmas every day. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa show. Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat tonight on the Star Wars Santa show. He can feel your presence. So join the chat, loosen up and have some fun.